All right, we are here and doing it. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us today on what is today? Today's Tuesday? Tuesday on this lovely Tuesday hangout. And for those of you who are here, you're probably wondering, what the heck is this dead cash and how do I get my hands on it, right? So that's one of the big things that we discovered in the first stages of our business was that we had tools that we needed to use, that we had to use. They were necessary for us to, to get to the success level that we desired. And after about a year and a half of us being in the business, it finally dawned on us that we were sitting on some dead cash. And a lot of people who are new in the industry come to the same realization about the same time into their business, which is about a year into it, which is a year too late, we believe, which is why we're here to share with you some amazing, some amazing benefits, features, some amazing things right now about what you have right now, most likely if you're in business for yourself, and how to take those assets and turn them into an income. So, before we get into that, allow us to share a little bit about ourselves. Those of you who are new to the Hangout, I'm Brandon. I'm one half of the Harmonious Duo, and our journey together started in internet marketing, our home-based business, about 18 months ago. And before that, I had zero experience in the computer. On the computer, however you want to say that. See, I feel like I'm in that movie Internship where it's like on the line, like I'm that 40-year-old man that, and anybody who's seen that movie is awesome.
No, you should go watch it.
But I had zero experience in what I was doing or in internet marketing or online business or anything like that.
So he didn't even we're talking about a guy who didn't even, he had a Facebook profile, but I think when we got together, the last time that he had touched it was maybe 2009.
I wasn't not an everyday kind of person.
We got together 2010, and I think the first year and a half that we were together, he maybe updated a status change twice.
Yeah.
Just, this is not a computer person.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are doing that feel that exact same way that I feel when it comes to how overwhelming it can be when it comes to the computer, how it comes to just all that kind of things. I was an offline kind of guy. I had big dreams to build businesses offline. Ever since I can remember, I didn't really want to ever clock in for people, but I found myself just stuck going from job to job, basically in the restaurant industry. So I'd go, work. I was always pretty a loyal guy. And I was a good worker. So I had great work ethic. I was pretty loyal, but things happen.
Also super humble.
well, things happen in the work industry where you still end up getting fired and you have to go from job to job to job, even though you do have good work ethic. And I know there's a lot of people out there right now that feel the same way, where you could know in your heart of hearts that I am good. And I've done a great job, but you know what? The business wasn't aligned with who I am, or they didn't see my value, or, whatever the case may be. There's many different, scenarios and situations that may arise, but I didn't find a business where you felt in charge. You know what I mean? Like, you would go to work, and if they felt like firing you, they would fire you. And that happened to me when I was about 21 years old. And I was with the job for about 4 years. I think I was 22 and I was 22. And I was with the job for about 4.5 years. And mind you that I had grew great relationships with not only the management, but the upper management.
Yeah, you were best friends with the GM.
Well, not the GM. No, me and the GM didn't really get it. We were good friends. We weren't best friends. The good friends came from it, like the assistant manager, the floor manager, and things like that. Get down. Sorry, that's our daughter. And
she's jailbreaking right now.
And so it just came to a point to where, they had to let me go because of whatever reason. I'm not going to get into that right now, but everybody's been fired before, and it wasn't a great feeling. Well, at that moment, I realized that I wasn't too happy with having to fill out an application. So I kind of told myself at that time, I wasn't real serious. Everybody knows when you tell yourself something, but you're not too serious. I told myself I wasn't going to fill out an application ever again. Well, I still found myself doing that, filling out more applications because I didn't have a plan. So when I met her, we actually met in a restaurant as well. And I fell in love with her. We ended up, falling madly in love. I was living at home with my mother at the time. Nice. And those of you who have done that before and are in their mid-20s living at home with your parents, it's hard to bring a woman back there. And it's hard to build a relationship from that spot in your life. Typically you're going to wait until you have your own things.
Oh, wait. Here, hold on.
Well,
let's go into my room. My mom's in the living room.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I didn't really have too much... I was a confident man, okay, because I was on my own at 16. So mind you, being back there at the age of 25, it led me to a humbling experience that I didn't even want to ever go through again. So I had to make a decision. I had that fork in my road. Do I continue with what I'm doing that's led me to where I am? Or do I make a decision and try something new that's going to get me to somewhere where I've never been before? So that's when I said, screw the whole occupation thing. I'm going to go and be an entrepreneur. I'm going to take this serious. I was licensed as a realtor for about 5 years prior to me making the decision. I didn't see any success with it. I had made a couple sales, saw a couple commissions, but I didn't see any of my success. None of the reason why I got into that business. So I decided to take it one step further and say, you know what, I'm going to do this on my own. I've got to do it on my own. And that led me to being a professional poker player. I live out here in Las Vegas, and I had been introduced to the game about 4 or 5 years prior to that. And I'd played it as a hobby, but I said, I'm going to do this full time. So I made that leap of faith and I jumped off the cliff and I said, I'm a professional poker player now. I made all my money strictly from that. And we did everything that we could to maintain that lifestyle. And it went really well for us for a long time. About 2 years, we were making solid money and I was doing everything that I could, playing about anywhere from, 8 to 18 hours a day. Now, looking back on that, now knowing what I know, it put me to the same spot that I was before, which was in the position of a job. It put me in a spot of where I was taking away from my family. I wasn't going to be able to contribute. So we decided that, there's got to be a better way. And so a buddy of mine actually pulled me aside and for 7 months tried to pound this idea into my head of being able to create a job based off my passion about poker. And I had no idea what he was talking about. But after about 7 months of him pounding into me, I just gave in. I was like, you know what? I believe in you, bro. I believe that you could do this. I believe that I could do it. Because he also showed us a commission from what he made that week. And it was a nice amount of money. So I said, you know what? Let me do this. So I went into it and we ended up getting involved with an opportunity that changed the way that we get to live our life now. It's been able to get us in a position that we get to be at home with our daughter. Of course, she's downstairs right now being a knucklehead. So this hangout, she still should be used to this. It happens every day, 6 days a week, but she still wants to be in the spotlight. Well,
she loves being on the camera, so she wants to come in and spin for you guys and show her awesome backflips and kickflips.
And that's the reason why we're so excited to be able to, that's the reason why we took advantage of the opportunity, was that exact reason right there, was to be here with her in these moments. And if I wouldn't have been fired from that job, this wouldn't have never happened. I wouldn't have thought it was a blessing. It was a blessing in disguise. And I didn't see that until, 4 or 5 years later. Yeah. And so for the past 18 months, we've had an opportunity to be at home, being the main influence in our daughter's life, not having to worry about putting her in daycare, not having to worry about me having to be out there and, lose 18 hours a day. So I only get to see my daughter, my family for a few hours a day. I don't have to worry about that anymore, because now we've been able to build something from home that's made us both happy, that's able to benefit other people who are looking to do the same thing and create that kind of freedom inside their own home. And it's been amazing to be a part of. And I mean, I can't remember how awesome, I can't remember playing poker. I can remember playing poker and it not being as awesome as it is being able to see my family, see her smile and see my daughter and hear my daughter laugh every single day. And so what is it, you want to tell them a little about yourself and how you got started with everything and what led you here with me?
The humble man that he is. Mine's I guess like a little different. We have very similar backgrounds in the fact that we spent the majority of our lives working in the service industry. I was always working at like food establishments or in children. I was going to go tame the beast, or working in like childcare facilities. I'm one of 5 kids and my family tree is just very large. There's a lot of kids. So I'm used, like from the age of 9 until now, like I'm used to just always being around and helping raise kids. So it seemed very natural that the 2 things that I knew, which was food and kid, that I would go and fill out applications for that kind of stuff. And to be honest with you, I lied. I have been fired once and it was from one of the last preschools that I worked at. But something that was difficult for me that always like really infuriated me was I would get into a facility that I'd go to work at and things would look totally perfect on the outside. And then when I start training, I'd start seeing a few flaws in the system, like a few cracks, you know what I mean? And then whenever it got to a point where, after the training was over and you were like real hands-on in your new job, that's when I quickly picked up on how a lot of the systems that I was being placed into with these jobs were incredibly flawed. And it made the job really difficult. I'm sure you can totally relate. Like you go to a job and it's like you put all your effort into the job, but it still seems like no matter what you do, it's just not working right. And you try to express these concerns to your upper management and let them know like, hey, these are the issues that I'm seeing that are keeping me from being able to do my job like 100%. No matter what I try, like, can I get your help on fixing this? And they shut you down because, they just don't want to listen to you because, their upper management, I think they know everything. And, so that was something that always frustrated me. And that's what led me to job hopping a lot, was because I would get involved in a certain job and I'd realize like the cracks in the system. And when I would try to voice how, maybe we should go about fixing these things so that we can make the system work better, so everyone can make more money, and if we make more money, the business makes more money, that kind of stuff. And I was always shut down, so that always made me mad. And so I'm like, okay, well, what, I'll go somewhere else. And so that was my thing, was the job that we met at was, I'm not gonna say the name, I'm not gonna blow them out like that, but when I got to this facility, I thought, because it came very highly recommended by my roommate at the time, and he was saying, he makes good money there. It's a really cool environment. Everyone's really friendly, all that good, awesome stuff that every server likes to hear when they're looking at a new job. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a shot. And then I get there, and before I'm even done with like day one of training, I was thinking, I left the facility thinking to myself, that was a lot of red flags like flying up in my head when they were going over, like the beginning of their training process, just like a lot of things that they were telling us about the business and a lot of warnings they were giving us, right? Because that's super helpful. That they were giving to us, like, just made me leave feeling uncomfortable about moving forward with the business. But because I was in such a tight position at the time and I needed money, and this was the first place that was willing to hire me like right on the spot without having to make me go through this like lengthy process, I kind of felt like I had no other choice. Like, I had to stay there. And so when I got done with training and I started working there, then I really got like a hands-on experience at how completely flawed the system that they built their business was based on. And I remember it would infuriate me so much that like I would get off my night shift sometime and I would text Brandon just like giant like messages like this big, would just like, this is so frustrating. And they would give us tools to go do the job, because that's how they would kind of redirect us. They wouldn't really focus on patching of the system or making it better. They would just be like, oh, well, here, go try this tool to see if that works. Go try this and see if that works. And nothing ever worked because the foundation was flawed. And that just didn't work for me. It was very frustrating. And so the last night that I worked there, I remember the system just totally fell apart in general. We had this big party that came in and there was no organization to it whatsoever. There was no assignments to who was going to serve like what specific area. This party pretty much took up an entire half section of this restaurant, and that was a huge section. There were hundreds of people and zero organization, which the thought of that just makes him break out in hives because he loves organization. And when it comes to serving, I do too. Like, I need my section. I need to know who I'm serving, because that's just how a system works. Everything has its place. And if it's not in its place, it's not going to function right. And whenever that party came in, it just literally overwhelmed our system and our servers, and management, just couldn't care less. And then by the time that I had to deal with all of that for my shift, and it's now 3:00 in the morning, I'm closing out for my server shift, and my server book, right, which is where, we keep our cash and stuff before we tip out at the end of the night. My server book is empty. I gave them all my money. And what's even worse was they tallied up what I was supposed to tip out and told me that I was negative $76, that I owed them another $76 after they just took hundreds of dollars from my book. And I remember that was the final straw. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I can't take this anymore. Your system is just whack. I can't, no, nope. And at 3:30 in the morning, I quit that job. I texted him, told him I was done. I didn't want to do it anymore. And that's kind of when he started putting seeds in my mind about, have you ever thought of tapping into something else? Like, have you ever thought of, like, you love baking, right? Have you ever thought of maybe like opening up, like starting your own business, like selling your own cupcakes or cakes or sweets or like whatever it is? Like, have you thought about that? And to be honest, no, I hadn't. Like, I had people tell me like the stuff I would make them was really great, I should sell it. But it was never like oh, hey, like I could do that. Like, I could
her stuff is awesome.
I could go be an entrepreneur. I could go
good.
start a business. That's something I never thought of. I grew up in an environment that was go to college, get a degree, get a really good paying job. Hopefully you like that job. And then, just do the typical process of saving for your retirement and then just go from there. And oh God, like for me, that just wasn't, I thought that was the only route. It was either that or minimum wage. And I'm being completely honest with you. So when he started, kind of making me think outside the box and ask myself, like, is that even something that you would consider? And I told him the first time he asked me, I was like, is that like, can I do that? Like I was asking him for permission, like, can I start my own business? And that's just like where my mentality was, because I was so used to having systems already built for me that I didn't know how to go build them myself, which is why I don't have a sweet shop right now. But that's kind of where we realized when we came together for this specific business opportunity that we're building right now, is the fact that when we were doing our research, just with what our friends who were already involved with it were telling us, what we were seeing from their production, and then what we were able to see whenever we finally made the decision and took action and joined the business opportunity ourselves, we got to see, like, I want to say, like a 99% perfect system. It was pretty crazy. Everything.
Well, I mean, let's just say right now it is.
Yeah.
Right now it is. Actually, when we first got into it, like we'd say it's probably like an 85% perfect system, because there's been a lot of kinks and a lot of things. And that's what makes the company that we had decided to run with, and the opportunity that we decided to take advantage of so great, is that they're never sitting still thinking for, you know what, well, this is the way it's going to work, and this is the way it's going to work forever. Because anybody who's joined in on the previous Hangouts, we had discussions about people who are in certain companies who they don't change things ever. They're just stagnant. They just remain the same systems, the same things that were
like
from
75 years. We're
exactly.
not going to change.
So, but yeah, I just wanted to let you know that yes, now,
when we came in,
we can honestly say with full faith that this is about 99% like perfectly placed in a way that we've been just impressed with every single step of the way.
Yeah, and pretty much any time, because that's right. Like whenever we did first come in, they were in the midst of making a shift. They were in the midst of making a big change to the company, which didn't quite work out the way that they were looking. There was like a lot of kinks and stuff. But because our management staff, like because our support staff, because the owners and everything like that, because they respect what a system is supposed to be for a business, they took feedback and support tickets from people in the business, and you know, they were like, hey, okay, well, here's some things that we could do to improve the system to make it more, you know, profitable for everybody. So let's implement that. So like, that's something that was really cool.
And we're definitely not here to talk about our company or anything like that right now. Okay. So,
yeah.
Let them know why we're here.
We wanted to give you guys information on how you guys can make money online fast. Most oftentimes what we've experienced is that people will come to us, and it's either two groups. It's either people who want to access our exact business opportunity because they love, you know, what it stands for, what it represents, what it could do for them. Or more often than not, we get more people who just want to know what tools we use to build our business so that they can use those tools for their own. And so something that we realized, and it's funny because, you know, when we first started our business, we didn't even think to do this. If I'm being totally honest with you, like we didn't think to do this. And when we finally had that light bulb moment, like, oh my gosh, we can make money online giving the tools away. Like we can help people make money online just using the tools that we use to build the business. Like, why didn't we think of that before?
Well, because and a lot of people, in our position, what we ended up doing was we were focused so much on the building of the business that we didn't take time to break down every aspect of our business and how pieces and portions of your business can actually, you can almost like segment your business into multiple different businesses. So if you have one shell, okay, imagine like your company like us would be the harmonious duo. Okay, well that's one company. Okay, well you're gonna have a lot of different segments within that company that can actually make you profit. So for us, we have a platform like our Kalatu blog. We have these affiliate programs that we can be a part of that are gonna help make our business successful, that we can share with others to help make their business successful. And so that's why you're here today, is to tap into those exact resources that you're using right now that are making you successful, that maybe you could share just with a few other people that are going to help build that residual income that we're all really in this business for. That's the reason why we're in this business, is so that we can make money doing things on hours that we're not really working, you know, doing something once, making money over it over a long time or a long period, pipeline money, residual pay, whatever it is that you want to call it.
Yeah. So basically, you should already have access to these tools. If not these exact tools that we're going to give you, very similar tools.
And if you don't, this is why we're here right now, as I share this, because if you're not having that automation in your business right now, these right here that we're going to provide you with right now are going to make your life so much easier if you're not already using them in your business.
Yeah, most people who come from like a lot of traditional based businesses who don't dabble in bringing their business online, they have no idea about these tools. So for them, the concept of building a business online is incredibly overwhelming because they think it's going to require like twice as much time as three-way calls, which of course is terrifying to anyone. Just kind of makes me break out into sweat just thinking about it. So we're going to give you our exact tools, right, that we use every single day for our business that helps us bring in more money by helping us generate more leads, right, capturing more leads, and giving us the opportunity to constantly follow up and connect with them through email marketing.
And if you are still watching this and you're like, well, you know what? I have no clue about what affiliate marketing is. I have no clue about how I can sell the tools in my business and make money because I need those tools myself. If I give them away, how can I? It doesn't make any sense. Well, you're going to want people in your team to succeed. So you're going to want them to you're going to want them to have access to the same things that you have access to that are helping you become successful. That's number one. That's why it's good to share these with other people. But number two, if the concept itself is kind of hard to grasp, imagine how it is when Cox Cable, when you see their commercials, just for a broad example, because, oh, she was crying. Sorry, guys. For a broad example, Cox Cable, they offer an affiliate program. It's a very weak affiliate program. It's a very
and they don't call it an affiliate program. That's probably why you don't connect the dots. But that is exactly what it is.
That is. They offer you $10 for every 10 customers that you bring into the program, and then that's going to give you a discount for however many months that they offer or that they buy their service from. That is an affiliate program. It's just like I said, it's a very weak one. So those people that get excited about, oh well, you know what, I'm going to go and I'm going to go ahead and get my next month of cable for free because I'm going to go and invite 10 people. Okay, well, you just made Cox Cable like $1 million extra, and you got a free month of cable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't seem like a trade-off kind of thing, but they don't care about that because they're not interested in making you money. They're interested in making themselves money. Mm-hmm. See, that's a little bit different than what we're trying to do. We are part of not only an industry, but a movement that now is really helping people dig deep into how they can tap into their full potential. Now, some of those people right now feel like they don't have what it takes to make money online. When you're sitting on tools right now that you could just get in front of people who don't know the value of them yet, who are going to go ahead and see them from you and then pay into that because they're going to see the benefit. They're not even going to know you or have to see you or talk to you because it's not about you at that point. It's not team building with this affiliate program. It's about just getting this link in front of people who are going to find value in it. Then they're going to go ahead and go through the process just like how you are or how you did. And that's going to get you paid every single month. That's the beauty of this, is being able to tap into a resource that you're already using that's going to create monthly residuals.
Yeah, because what we realize is that more often than not, the people who ask us for this information, when we tell them the tools we use, they're like, oh, I use those already. And we're like, cool. Okay. So are you signed up for the affiliate program? And they're like, I didn't know they had one. Right. And so two of the three tools that we're going to share with you, we now use every single day. The third tool we were using, but we've since switched, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But basically the best way that you guys can start making money online really quickly and hopefully really fast is by reselling the tools that you already have access to. Tools like Aweber, which is an email autoresponder, so that you can email market to the people that are showing interest in your business. If you don't know what email marketing is, or if you don't know why an autoresponder is important, then feel free to comment below. If you're on Facebook, let us know, and we'll know that we need to put a hangout together specifically for that to help you guys out. Another one is lead pages, right? These are the two prominent ones that we use in our business right now. Lead pages allows you to create your own capture pages that you can send to people who are interested in what you have to offer, but that are completely unique to you, to your brand, and ones that are not stock provided by the company.
Which is a big difference. It's a big difference. When we were first introduced to this opportunity, it was very difficult for us to come up with maybe certain lead magnets or certain tags or certain pictures or what to actually put on there. We just were going to copy what worked. And we did see some kind of results from that. But the whole thing, when we actually got into the business a little bit deeper and dug deeper into how these marketers who are making 6-7 figures a year are doing it, it's by being able to be your own person. You know what I'm saying? So showing that authenticity about who you are. And if I'm going to be interested in what you have to offer, your product, your service, if I go to your lead page, now, mind you, I'm not just going to be on your lead page. I will have probably checked out anywhere up to like 100 different people, you know what I mean? Depending on how indecisive I am as a person, or, how crappy those other lead pages were put together. But I might be up to about, 50 to 100 different lead pages before I run across yours. Now, what happens if I come across your lead page and it's built and says the exact same thing that 40 out of the other 50 said? Because they all decided to just do what the company said, which is follow our lead page system.
Yeah.
Now,
or just use the exact one we're giving you.
And we're not saying that we know more than the leaders right now. What we're sharing with you is that as a new person, it's good to surround yourself with people who are creative and doing things in a different way, because that's going to allow you to stand out yourself. You're going to be able to pick up on what's working for them and customize it to your niche. And so that's what it took us a little bit while to do and get comfortable with, was figuring out who we were talking to, what to say to those people. And then it was, okay, well, now we need a platform to put this on, because the stuff provided by our company was not exactly in alignment with who we were trying to target. Okay, so that allowed us now, okay, well, we had to get creative. So we discovered lead pages, which is why we're sharing this with you, because it's going to be great for your business to see, right? For them to tap into.
Yeah, it's basically, lead pages is important for you to use for your business, like no matter what kind of business you're building. Okay, so it doesn't matter if this is online or offline. If you attempt to market anything online, you need lead pages, because of the fact that it allows you to represent yourself in a completely unique way that helps you stand out from not only your competition, but maybe other people within your business who are attempting to target the same audience. And then the third tool that we were using for a while, but we've since switched, is another email autoresponder called GetResponse. So just to give you guys a little bit of a breakdown of what these tools feature, so that you can get a general idea, if you're not using these already, on why you should be using these. We'll go ahead and start with lead pages. Okay, so Brandon's already covered like a lot of the benefits actually of what lead pages is for, in terms of helping you brand yourself, separating yourself from other people in your competition or your specific business. But another thing is the fact that, as far as features goes, one of the things that I like the best is that it gives you like pre-made templates to kind of help get your creative juices flowing. And of course, everything is totally editable. But the thing that I like the most is that this is the only one like lead page creating software that gives you pages that are sorted by conversion rates. And if you don't know what that means, it just basically means like you can click the button and it'll put the pages that get the most opt-ins first. So you can select those designs and just customize it to fit whatever it is you're going for, which is super helpful. So if you've ever looked at a page and wondered, are people going to opt into this? Are people going to like this enough to give me their email? Click the little button in lead pages and it'll sort everything to show you which one of the templates will convert the highest so far, which I think is really, really cool. Instead of wasting time trying to figure it out yourself, click the button and boom, there it is. Another one is the fact that you can customize your 404 error pages so that you can make more money. So say you had a domain, right, that you were using for a really long time to market your link to, and you've since stopped using that link. But because people have grown accustomed to knowing that link and going to that link, instead of just completely shutting it down, what you can do is use lead pages to create what's called a customizable 404 page. So when people get there, it'll usually say like a big 404. That's an error code in Google. It just basically means not found. Like the page that was there isn't there anymore. And so what you can do is use that page to redirect people who wanted information on this specific domain and tell them, go to this domain instead. And you can make that link clickable on that 404 page, to where whenever they get there and they're like, oh, it's not there anymore, it's okay, click here and it'll take you there, and that's really helpful, because a lot of people, they lose a lot of their businesses and their potential leads and customers because of pages that are not found anymore that get the 404 code. And so you can use lead pages to actually suck them back in. And instead of putting them to waste and letting them bounce away and go find someone else, you can just tell them where they need to go next to find what they were looking for.
And it's also mobile friendly templates and Facebook page compatible. And so to move on to the Aweber, what are some of the benefits of, because we're moving a little slow. It's like 3:30 right now. Sorry guys, we run a little bit late.
Yeah. With Aweber, what I really like about that is the fact that it's got the industry-leading deliverability rates, which basically means from everything that we've experienced so far, Aweber has guaranteed us the best delivery rate, meaning more of our emails actually get delivered to the inboxes we're sending them to, which is important. If you're attempting to email to your customers, it kind of helps if they get your emails in the first place. And Aweber has been very spot on with getting all of our emails to like 99% of the people who've subscribed to our list. Another one is the fact that if you've got your own like payment system, like say you sell things through PayPal and that's how you collect your money, they integrate really easily with PayPal. There's a list of other payment options that you may be using that you can look into to see if it's compatible with what you like the system you use. But as far as integrating with payment options, they're really good with that. And then if you need help, like support's there too. They have a drag and drop email builder. So if you don't want to use like HTML coding for your emails, which I don't know why anyone would, you just click, I want to put text, click, I want to put image, send, we're done. Really fast. It's also mobile ready responsive. So you can create lead pages that are not only responsive on desktops or laptops, but are also responsive on your mobile phones, which is super helpful because I think like over 80% of emails are checked on mobile phones now. Really important. Another one is that it's really easy to create automated follow-up systems with your customers. So if you want to put up a system in place where, say, the first 7 days that someone opts into your list, they get an automatic message from you based off of what they're looking for, it's really easy to set that up in lead page.
But we'll go into make sure though, there's big tricks in that. So don't think that we are encouraging you to go out to like 100 different days. When you go into this autoresponder and you see that they give you a million different days to choose from, you could go as far out as I think 60 or 70 or 90 days, I think.
Actually further than that.
Okay, well, yeah, so
like
do not do that though, okay? Now we've been recommended it, we've been taught, and what we've seen work best for us is to not go out more than 7 days, 5 to 7 days, and that's if you have some kind of series, like a video series or follow-up series that you have in place already, okay? So don't get crazy with it. Just know that you're supposed to be emailing your list every day as it is. So by setting up the first one and the second one, those are going to be your big anchor points, okay? Those are going to be your anchor emails, as you would say. But everything else is going to be daily value. So I just want to make that very clear.
That's important because when we first got started with our email marketing, we did try to.
I went out to like I think 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
I went to like 70 days, and that took me like 2 weeks to do. Don't do that. It's not necessary. Another thing that's really cool is that the ability to do their split tests on their emails is ridiculously easy. So if you want to test to see, like what headlines convert best on your email audience so that you can kind of get an idea of where your emails should stick, like as far as attitude, as far as themes or anything like that, this is really cool because of the fact that all you do is you click the split test button, you create your audience for it, you put up your titles, and boom, you send out the emails, and that's it. And then they'll tell you by the end of the day which one performed the best and why. It was a headline, like all that information, like the analytics are there for you, and it's really easy to read and navigate. And if at any time you're getting confused or you're lost, like their customer support has been grade A, like all the way through.
And they have tutorials all throughout the whole back office. That's once you get in there.
Yeah.
And so basically that is it right there. Okay, sorry that it took a little bit longer. We're getting better though, folks. 3:33 right now. It's a little over 30 minutes that we promised you. A little bit about us. Okay, how we were able to increase our income without actually doing any more work. Now you know one of the secrets that we've been able to implement. You also know the tools that we were able to use. Now, if you're not using Aweber and you're not using lead pages yet, we encourage you to. There's a link right here, a button. If you're on Facebook, it's going to be beneath you.
Below.
It's going to be on, I think, this side or this side. If you're on Google Plus watching this right now, and it's going to allow you to gain access to those exact platforms. Okay, so you're going to be able to find Aweber
and
lead pages right there, and also those people who are using lead pages in Aweber, but they're not promoting their link, we encourage you to set up a funnel.
Yes, go to their affiliate program and sign up. It's super quick and easy. It takes like not even 30 minutes. And that's just because you're waiting on your generated link to hit your email. That's right. It. But it's really easy. So there's no reason why you can't use these tools to start building a marketing budget or, just to make money for whatever it is that you want to use it for by tapping into selling these tools as as affiliates.
That's right. And those folks who do sign up, through here, this is an affiliate link. So I just want to be all honest and stuff.
That's not
clear. we will end up getting paid from this. So just make sure that you're not only going to get the platform, but those of you who are going to join with us and run with us. Okay, if you're already if you're going to be on our team, if you're running with us, then you're going to get access into inside training that Sarah's been able to, basically get inside of her head, because there's some things that she does that I do not understand. Okay, and those are going to be relayed to those who decide to run with us in detail. So just know that if you do go through with getting this affiliate program, or you do go through with getting your Aweber account and your lead page account, you're not going to be alone in this. Even though you will have tutorials, you will have their customer support, you will have us if you decide to run with us too. So just to put that out there. And those of you who did find value in today, man, we just hope that you come back tomorrow. Maybe share this video with somebody that you may know who could use this value. And like we said, sell your tools. You're sitting on a lot of dead cash here, folks.
Yep.
So make sure you come back tomorrow. What, 3 p.m. again?
3 p.m.
3 p.m.
Pacific Standard Time.
We'll see you guys then. Take care.